Jets fans, listen, man, we gotta chill, bro. We gotta have some patience, which is easier said than done because we've suffered for such a long amount of time. But this is one of those instances where, as fans, we gotta trust the process. Obviously, this isn't the first time we brought in a new coach with a new system and all this extra stuff. But the other issue is the higher ups, right? You already know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Woody. This is the first time I feel like he's dealing with things a little bit differently, and for once, might have the patience to actually work with the staff that we have. Let's think about it like this, right? The Detroit Lions. If we're gonna bring over the Dan Campbell kind of philosophy and rebuild of a team, okay? He took over a Detroit Lions team that they weren't good for years. They just weren't. They just weren't. Before Dan Campbell got there, they had 3 losing seasons in a row. And then he got there to try to change, the Lions. And in his first season, they went 3-13-1. 3-13-1. In his second season, they looked a little better. They were 9-8. And the past 2 seasons, they were in the playoffs back to back. One season they went 12-5. The next season they went 15-2. So it took him 3 seasons to finally get to the playoffs. All I'm saying is we do have a young team, talented team, but we stink right now, right? We're dealing with remnants of the ghost of Jets past, old mentalities that we're trying to get rid of, probably implementing things that the players right now aren't necessarily used to. And that's okay. I'm okay with being bad. I predicted going into the season that we were going to get 6 wins. And obviously we're off to a rough start. What we learned in the first 2 weeks is that not only our defense is bad, but the Steelers defense is pretty bad too, which is why we look so good against them offensively. All I'm saying is, though, just relax. I think we can't set our expectations too high for this season alone. This is a learning curve season, right? AG, first time head coach, figuring things out. He's got to learn. The team's got to learn. It's only been 2 weeks. Relax. Obviously, it's frustrating, but what's waiting a couple more seasons for what we feel like we deserve? We can't expect a miracle change over one summer and 2 games. We can't. It's just unrealistic. You got to be realistic here, man. It's gonna be a long season. I'm still gonna support the team. Will I complain? Of course. Will my weeks still be ruined after every loss on Sunday? Of course. But I guess that's part of being a Jets fan, right? All I'm saying is we gotta chill. I've been seeing some crazy comments, but obviously it's Jet up forever, and we gonna take this week by week. See you guys on the Florida tour, Tampa, and then on to Miami.